Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I'm bringing you a good old prepper pantry haul. So some bulk items that I've stocked up on this week, some canned items that I stocked up on this week, and then some miscellaneous items. We are gearing up for our fourth baby to come. So with that being said, I will be taking a break from stocking up for at least a few weeks, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting things in crazy mass quantities just because I won't be able to preserve it relatively quickly, if that makes sense. So I've just come in from the rain. I got pretty annihilated out there. I was putting together a chicken run, so stay tuned for that video. That should be coming up this week. And I did want to say a quick thank you to all of you who've been watching the videos on both channels. If you didn't know, I have another channel, and I just really appreciate the feedback and the comments because I've kind of been all over the place with content lately, and it's just been a whirlwind. So I really appreciate everyone that watches and comments and likes and supports and dislikes. We like you too. If you want to do that, you can too. But name of the game is going to be some bulk items this week that were on the food shortage prediction list. I said in the last video that I talked about food shortages on that some of them were my predictions, but others were actual predictions for 2025, 2026 in the United States. I've been making shorts, YouTube shorts about them, and I've been getting, passerby real comments saying some pretty nasty things. And this is, if you're new to me, this is my just little plea. If you disagree with something on the internet, you can stroll on by. You don't need to come in and say the most vile things to someone that you don't know. It's very, very odd to me. It's a strange phenomenon to have zero accountability. So if you disagree with a shortage, with this kind of thing, then definitely skip on by. A food shortage may not directly affect you necessarily, but you have to think about every single thing that food touches, and you also have to think about an inflated price. So think about the future. One was corn. Corn is in the food shortage list for a variety of reasons, and I got a lot of attack on that, on climate control and things like that, scientific studies. And I want to be clear, I believe in science. I don't believe in government funded science. And unfortunately, that is majority of the information out there. So check your sources before we go and accuse people of not knowing what they're talking about. Honestly, I can believe in something and still talk to a community here and go about my day. So if you can't do that, please see yourself out. And I think that's the end of my little disclaimer. But going back to that food in shortage, you have to think about corn, for instance. It's not just you going down the road in the summer and getting a cob of corn to munch on with butter and salt. You have to think about feed corn versus people corn. A lot of our livestock need to eat corn. I have mixed opinions about that. I don't feel like they do, but it's a cheap way to feed them. So if you can't feed them, you're not going to be producing much beef, if you understand where I'm coming from there. So then your price of beef may be inflated. Corn is also used as a byproduct in so many other different materials that we have on the shelf. So you have to think about that in an inflated price. And, the list goes on. If you're looking at some of these food sources and saying to yourself, I don't eat that, it won't affect me, think about other people that eat it, and think about other products that use it, or think about other animals that may need it to thrive. That is my little intro. If you are new here, we would love it if you hit the subscribe button. We like to keep it pretty real. So if you like that kind of thing, comment down below, and let's get into what I stocked up on for perhaps frigid winter. Alrighty, may seem small, but mighty to me. We did get some bulk items from Sharp Shopper as well as Costco, and then I did get some things in the mail. I do have some beeswax coming, and you can use that for a variety of things. If you weren't here for the last video, I have a nice little apothecary downstairs, and I like to use that apothecary, but I like to use the beeswax to make salves and balms for any ailment we may have for the winter time. I find it's really great on skin if you're making your own botanicals. So starting over here, organic coconut water. I stock up on electrolytes, and you will see that here soon, but Coconut water with a little bit of sea salt in it is great for hydration, and you can keep this on the shelf. You can put it in a bug out bag. It's just nice to have. I put a few in my diaper bag when I know it's going to be warm, and these PA days lately have been super warm. And then I did get some more quinoa. That is just going into some glass masons. I'm going to suck the air out of it, put an oxygen absorber in it, and call it a day. I like to do that probably once every 2 weeks. So I do it with quinoa, I do it with rice, I do it with pasta. Pasta is a great one to keep in those containers. Or if you don't want to do that, you can store them in Mylar, which I have both. I recommend Mylar just because they last longer and they're light tight, but if you have glass jars, go ahead and go for that. So organic quinoa from Kirkland, from Costco, is super inexpensive. And then at Sharp Shopper, they had the basmati rice from Target. The Good and Gather is from Target. Yeah, so that was like $1.99. So if you're near a Sharp Shopper, definitely go check that out. They carry a lot of Target stuff. I haven't seen any Costco items, but let me know if you have. I did get some blue popcorn. We got some last week, but I've really been enjoying it, and they're super easy to put into Mylar and just have on hand. You never know when you need a quick snack, and that's really easy to just put in a cast iron over the fire with some tin foil or whatever, and then have a nice snack. So there was that. My in-laws, this is not a purchase that I made, but they brought some honey. I love having honey on the shelf. It stores indefinitely, and there are a variety of uses of honey. You can eat it, of course, but medicinally it is amazing for you. So I like to have it because, again, it does store indefinitely, and it's just a nice remedy to have on hand. Next up is going to be rolled oats. You know I love it from Costco. I've never really been a huge fan of oats, but I have found that you can do so much with this, and you could grind it down if you wanted to do some flour. So again, a lot that you can do with oats, and I have this on number 11 of the food shortage list. So fingers crossed, but you never know. I like that this is non-glyphosate certified, but if you didn't know, you should look into it. Some of the chemicals that they are actually replacing this with are a little bit more dangerous and banned in many countries. So you'll have to look into that. I know people have strong opinions when it comes to that kind of farming, but we try and get organic when we can, and this is very affordable. Next up, apple cider vinegar. We go through a lot of this. I get it from Sharp Shopper, and it's because we do put it in the chicken, duck, and turkey water. It's really great for their stomach, and it's just helpful for them. I have been on the hunt for glass jars. Whenever Facebook Marketplace has something free, I go and grab it. I wouldn't say no matter the distance because I try and stay in town, but I really like having glass growlers like this so I can fill up water in the natural spring. And this is my shameless plug to stock up on water whenever you can. I love getting it from the natural spring. Find a Spring is always linked in my description box. Water, water, water. Name of the game. A human can't survive without it. Look into ways that you use water every single day. Write it down and see what you can do. Next up, lavender laundry soap, lavender hand soap, fruit and veggie wash. So these are all items I like to make, but they have a base of this liquid gold tallow soap from Papa Bear Naturals. I used to use a very common all-purpose concentrated soap, but now I've switched to Papa Bear Naturals. I really enjoy all of their products, except for their deodorant. I've talked about that. It's very staining, but everything else that I've tried has been amazing, and I just really love them. So I do have a code with them. I will link it in the description box, but there are so many things you can do with their concentrate, and it has the dilution instructions right on the back here. So look into that if you have not already. Next up on the list is going to be a few spices. I like to stock up on them just because I'm canning a lot this season. So we have dill weed, we have onion granules, and we have whole mustard seeds. So I'm going to make my own mustard. We are going to make our own pickles, and we're going to go from there. But first, we need to transfer these into little tiny Mylar bags. I love having them on hand. Or you could go to Hobby Lobby or Facebook Marketplace for free and transfer them into masons, because they do look kind of cute in your kitchen. But if you're not going for the cute vibe, Mylar is a perfect spot for that. And then last on my list was going to be my order from Just Ingredients, and I didn't actually get my electrolytes this week just because I did get the coconut water, but I like to have the electrolytes on hand. It's a super clean brand. I really enjoy them. I do get the pre-workout for my husband, and this would be a good caffeine, not substitute, because it's equally, you know, messing with your nervous system. But if you are into the gym, you could go ahead and grab a pre-workout. I don't know. I don't really drink these, but he does. And then protein powder. I love having just these little sample packets. You can add this to just about anything, but protein powder is important. You have 24 grams of protein in here, and there's no artificial sweeteners, 100% grass-fed New Zealand and European whey, and it's really helpful to stabilize your blood sugars. So again, Just the Ingredients. They're always having sales, and these little sample packs were like $2. So check out the website. I do have a code through them, and you can stack the discount. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to get most of these put away, but I hope this inspired you to head on out there, see what you can get creative with all of those sales happening in the summer. Don't forget to shop locally and go out there and see what you can preserve and put up for a rainy day. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope this inspired you to go stock up on the cheap. I hope it inspired you to go find something that you can preserve. It does not have to be this massive haul. It could just be little by little, you stocking up for a rainy day. Always remember to grab some water while you're out, and I hope you are doing well wherever you are in the world. Happy prepping, and remember to keep a positive preparedness mindset while you're headed on out to those stores there with the purchases that you are going to make. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.